Let's get into it.
Yay!
We're going to dive into our /relationship advice and put our 2 cents in.
Because we got a lot of... Well, I have a lot of 2 cents.
I have a lot of opinions too.
Gordon?
I actually found one that I think would be interesting to dive into because this is a term that I'm not familiar with.
Is it gay or not gay?
No, it's straight.
It's hetero? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes me upset about. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So it says, my boyfriend is a passport bro, and I had no idea. I didn't know what this is.
Okay, let's read it.
I have the feeling it might be someone who either wants to get a visa or just is like into certain races. But it says, I've been with my boyfriend for 8 months. Things have been going really well between us up until a few days ago. A little backstory. I'm from a Central European country and he's American. He said he settled in my country because of work opportunities. We met in a coffee house where I work as a barista. We clicked instantly and started going out a few weeks later. Everything was so good and we had so much fun. Fast forward to last week, he asked me to help him with some documentation. I was happy to, as I know my language is hard to understand and even translate sometimes.
What country are they in?
They just said Central European.
Probably German or Ukrainian.
Something.
Alright, go ahead.
When I was searching online on his laptop, I stumbled upon some weird websites. They were all about passport bros. I didn't even know what the hell that was at first, and basically had tips on how to settle in foreign countries, where to find our traditional bride, which country is the most beautiful women, etc. I was shocked, it's so confused. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I wanted to gain some clarity and checked his profile on one of these websites. He had full-on conversations about Eastern European countries, European women, how easy or how hard it is to take them out on dates, if it would be better to settle down in Asia instead, and so on. He decided to settle in my country. There's like a little bit left. Can I finish?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. I had an idea. Go ahead.
I feel dehumanized, and I feel like he fetishized me, yes he did, and the women from my country. Also, our whole relationship has been built on a lie because he told me he settled down here because he got a job offer. After I found all this stuff, I quickly took a few pictures as proof and then made up an excuse to come home. He tried to reach out a few times, but I told him I don't feel well, so I can't meet up right now. I can't even look at him. I feel so disgusted. Am I overreacting? There's also part 2, but you do your thing and we can read the update.
So, some Eastern European countries. This is why it makes sense from what she said. Poland, Hungary, Bulgaria, Czech, Moldova, Romania, Slovakia, Ukraine, Russia, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Albania, Croatia, Serbia. Basically, places where really hot, blonde, big titty women. Pretty much. So, if that gives you context.
I'm like super Polish, and I would not describe myself that way.
Well, like, Hungary... Ukraine.
Is Germany technically Eastern Europe too? Like, even if it isn't, I'm still majority Eastern European.
I think it's Central. Oh, it's Western. Oh. Yeah, because it's right by Belgium. Sorry.
Yeah, they're a little more Nordic.
Yeah, but, like, those countries that I messaged are more...
Mentioned?
Yeah.
You said messaged.
Mentioned. That's what I meant to say.
You opened some countries DM? You want them big titty women?
Hey, we love big titty over here. Now I lost my train of thought. Now I'm thinking about titties. We're just thinking about that one meme where it's like the Kirby fitting the watermelon in his mouth.
That was the best. I'm so glad I found that one.
Okay, back to reality. All right, enough about titties. So, I think it's called Slavic countries. Like Russia is like Slavic, like Czech is Slavic. Germany, I believe, is also a Slavic country. But I feel like there could be a perception of a certain type of woman that he's looking for when he's there, and that's maybe why he chose that country to settle down there.
Why he fetishized them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
You want to hear the update?
Yeah, hit me.
All right. Wanted to come on here and reply to a few things and give a little update. I had no idea the last post was going to blow up so quickly and get so many comments. For this reason, I didn't go into too many details in my last post. When I read his comments on those websites, it felt dehumanizing and fetishizing. They were making stereotypes about us that are either untrue or outdated. We have all kinds of women here, just like in other countries. Some like to party, some don't. Some are looking for flings, some want long-term relationships. Some want to stay single and childless forever. It's not true that most of us are submissive women who obey our husbands. Try telling that to a Central European woman face to face and see her reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he only came for work, and it's funny we met because he wasn't planning on getting into a relationship. Judging by his comments online, it was a lie, and he came here to look for a traditional wife. Surprisingly, he never actually told me that he wanted a traditional relationship. He doesn't do anything that's considered traditional in my culture either. I work hard for my own money and go to university, so I don't want to be a housewife or stay-at-home mom in the near future. We've talked about this, so he knows. What worries me is someone online told him to start a relationship and then to try and make it more traditional over time. Ugh. I don't know if that's what he's trying to do or if he's changed his mind. I have no way of knowing and don't want to take the risk of wasting my time. He works at an IT company, allegedly. I've never been to his workplace, so I have no proof of this. It might be my naivete to think it's true, but we have a lot of companies like this in my country and a lot of foreigners who work in IT in the capital city, so who knows? Traditional woman and traditional relationship can mean different things in different countries, depending on culture and social norms. Mm-hmm. He wants a traditional woman by American standards, but that's not the same as what we consider as a traditional woman here. What an idiot. Mm-hmm. It's pretty clear from his online comments that he has no clue about this difference. It's offensive because he knows nothing about our culture and history and is just relying on stereotypes and outdated assumptions.
Parasol's on fire!
Go to a country, go because you're interested in it and want to learn about a new culture or have some great opportunities, not because you want to desperately lie to women just so you can get into a relationship or get some sex. I can't speak for everyone in my country, but most people won't tolerate this behavior and will judge passport bros negatively. Mm-hmm. It's hypocritical to want a traditional life, but constantly move from country to country and woman to woman. That behavior definitely isn't considered traditional, at least not in my country. If you want casual relationships, that's fine, because there are women here who want the same, but just be honest about it. Thank you again for all the comments, explanations, and advice. They were really eye-opening and really helpful. Even though I'm disappointed and feel a bit used, I'm grateful that I know the whole truth now.
So now do you know what a passport bro is?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so it's basically a guy who goes to another country to, like, date women specifically from there because they don't really know much.
What a douche.
Mm-hmm. I have thoughts on the statement that someone mentioned that, oh, he's just trying to, like, get you in a relationship and then try to change you to be more traditional. Ladies, let's not fall for that shit. Because, like, it's very easy, but, like...
Very, very manipulative. Okay. And you don't want to stay in an abusive or controlling relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't
especially in this case, where it was very early into the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And she could just be like, you're a red flag.
Yeah, literally walking red flag. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Also, yeah, like, most countries have, like, it's not just all one people. Like, some people are born in the U.S. and they move to Canada, or they move to wherever, or they're constantly traveling where they may not have been originally from that country. So, like...
It's like people forget that nuance is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, any group of people that you could classify a human being into, mm-hmm. there's going to be nuances, there's going to be differences, like...
Yeah. Like
have we forgotten this?
The entire Eastern Europe is not full of blonde women.
The world is not black and white.
Uh-huh. No. I think this woman, young lady, was very proper in what she had stated.
Mm-hmm. She did the right thing. Can you tell we're flying by the seat of our pants?
Girl,
Sorry.
calm it down.
I am calm.
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
Like fucking Nick Cannon over there.
What?
You've never seen the drum scene with Nick Cannon?
No.
Where he goes,
No.
okay. Never mind. You know what I'm talking about.
Our
So
cultures are completely different.
let's go. Alright. My girlfriend has only male friends. This is on r/dating.
Interesting.
I, 31 male, met my girlfriend, 29 female, a few months back. We had good chemistry. We met a few times and had a great time together and even had sex. Wow. We are currently in a long distance relationship. I'm getting to know her more with time. She has only male friends at gym, at work, old friends from college. All are male friends. She gets invited over for parties with only male friends. Her colleagues visit her house. She lives alone, often after parties. I sometimes feel very jealous of the situation as these friends stay at her house late nights. Sorry, the wording is a little bit messy.
What else is new?
I have told her about how I feel for this situation, but still her friends are at her house anytime they like. We even had a fight over this. Can anyone tell me I am wrong in this scenario?
I can make an argument for both sides. Both sides.
Shoot.
Because it is a little odd, but at the same time, like, as someone who, most of the people that I know socially from college and work or whatever are male because I work in a male-dominated industry and I get along with my coworkers and my classmates. So, like that can happen. And especially someone like me who's always had, like, weird social skills, like, just the people that I end up being friends with are the people that I end up being around the most. So, like, that does happen, but the staying over is, like, a little odd, but not necessarily a red flag. I don't know. I feel like he's being a little dramatic about it. Like, I definitely don't think he's in the right. But also, I would... Like, that feels like the kind of thing where if you bring that up with your partner, you should be able to, like, communicate openly and be like, hey, I'm probably just getting worked up over nothing, but this is a little weird to me and I don't really know how to handle it or how to think of it in a way that's, like, not going to freak me out. I don't know, like, you should be able to have, like, a normal conversation about it and not just, like, an argument.
First and foremost, I need more information.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need more context to the scenario, but I have been on both ends of this spectrum.
That's right.
Where I am the woman whose guy, boyfriend, whatever, has all female friends. And they'll tell you straight to your face, oh yeah, no, she's just a friend. She, like, her boyfriend broke up with her, so she's just staying at my house for the night. Like, it's nothing. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then I find an earring on a table, a condom in the trash, and a hair tie on his desk. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's very friendly if it's in your bedroom. So, yeah. Then there's also the context of having coworkers and friends who you do get along with, and there's no like romantic or sexual type of feeling at all. They're just a person that you get along with. Where you are trying to explain to your partner, no, like nothing is happening, like I can't, like I'm not physically or emotionally attracted to this person, and you keep constantly telling them that, but they just don't believe you and they always think something's going on. That's kind of two very different, like one extreme to the other extreme. I feel like this is maybe somewhere like in the middle, but there needs to be more like information.
More communication.
No, I feel like there's like other things that are maybe minor that would either push it either way, because right now it could go either way.
Yeah.
So it could be,
for all we know, both of them could be completely innocent.
Yeah, I think that having more of like those smaller things that are like, yeah, whenever she's with her friends, she never answers her phone. Or like just small stuff like that where
looking
it's
for
like
condoms.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I noticed this, but I didn't think anything of it. But I feel like if those are true friends, and I think I said this on another episode, if they're your true friends, you won't have to explain away that there's no sexual attention. You'll just be like, yeah, no, there's like none there. Like, what the fuck? Instead of being overly exaggerated about it. But
and we don't really have the context of like how her behavior is. It's more just like a blanket statement. Oh, sometimes they come over. You know.
Yeah, exactly. It could be that, you know, they were out drinking and her place is close to the club or whatever, so they stay there afterwards after they went out, and then they go home in the morning and they crash on her couch. It could very well be that. There's so many holes that we just have like a foundation of a story, and not necessarily a story to like discredit this person, but just a foundation of an accusation, and I don't think we have enough information to make a decision.
Maybe I'm just in a good mood today, but I want to assume that both of these...
Stop it!
What?
Stop picking!
What do you care?
Because it's right in my ear, in my
eyeballs. Sorry. We're both so neurodivergent.
Oh, now I'm neurodivergent? I thought I was just
the rats are attacking my eyeballs?
God.
It's right in my ear holes and my eyeballs. You got some sensory icks.
The aliens are coming to attack the rats for my eyes. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to assume that they both have good intentions here, and that he's just concerned, and she's just, like, genuinely just friends with these people. Because it can happen for circumstances. I'm happy that they have talked about it before, but we also don't know how that conversation went. Obviously not terribly well, because there was arguments involved. But...
well, every couple's gonna have arguments. It doesn't have to be, like, at each other's throats. But, you know, you usually settle down after a couple days.
I got a story for you.
Are we cutting this?
No. We're leaving it in.
Oh my god.
So, this is the kind of couple that me and John are.
I think you told me this already. I swear to God, you start picking at that shit again. Go put some fucking Neosporin on it.
We had an argument yesterday about the word crumb.
It's crumb.
So, I have to, like, remember how this came to be. Because we were talking about how, like, technically, like... I think he was talking about how, like... I forgot how that even went. Like, we were just getting into, like, the semantics of the word and, like, the definition. We had to Google it.
What a crumb is?
Well, I think we were talking about ground meat, right? Because I was talking about lasagna that I made with some ground chicken, and he was like, I didn't even know that existed.
Ground chicken?
Yeah, he didn't know that was a thing.
Oh.
But we were, I don't even know how we got on the topic, honestly. It went from that to crumbs, and like, we were like, oh, is that technically like meat crumbs? And
Yeah,
then,
you crumble meat when it's cooked in the pan.
Yeah. And it just, we got into it about the semantics, but like in a lighthearted way, not like a argument. That's literally how our arguments go. Like, we don't have normal person arguments, we just have like debates about semantics. I fucking love it.
That's some neurodivergent shit right there.
We both are.
I know. You got the goddamn nerve to tell me I am.
That's why we're the best. Neurodivergent people, I mean.
I was gonna be like, who? Alright, go ahead. Any other thoughts on mine or no? I think we covered it.
Yeah. I went on a tangent.
The rats are attacking my eyeballs.
Like, I feel like because they were at your eye level,
Yeah.
it felt like uncomfortably close.
It happens,
Which is
not
completely understandable. It's just the way you phrased it. I got the best story about just phrasing things.
me.
No.
Okay.
So you remember Joe, our
editor?
Yeah.
Who started us off? Hi, Joe. If you ever see this and watch this, thanks.
He said
I'm taking it over now.
He said the best goddamn thing at work last week. We were having a problem with the headsets that we use, the wireless headsets that we use for live productions, and he goes to the audio engineer and he's like, "Are you the boss of these?" They kill me. Like, obviously he meant to be like, "Oh, are you normally the one that like
Are you the go-to
are you
guy?
in charge of them?" Yeah. But just the way he phrased it.
Are you the boss of these? Tell your your headsets to get their shit together. Because you're the boss of
week
them.
and it's still funny.
Alright, if I'm yawning, it's the tea. And I don't know, anytime we record, I always end up yawning.
It's the tea.
Yeah.
Remember the last time we had tea on an episode? We were just like, fucking high off our tits for no reason.
Apparently, the same shit's happening.
Oh my god, I recently learned...
Okay, can we read the story? It's gonna be like an hour long anyway.
I recently learned the term greening out.
The fuck is that?
Like...
Is that like...
In...
No, okay, I'm not even gonna say...
No, when people get stoned, but they get so stoned that it makes them, like, sick.
No, I was thinking of something completely different.
Oh, God. No.
Like, not stoned at all.
I was talking with John and one of his friends from college, and they were talking about greening out, and I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "You were really gonna just try an edible as like your first experience with anything." This ought to be fun.
Oh my god. I was thinking it meant like... So you know how most people are like... Well, I guess maybe not most people, but for some reason I was thinking of like a woman's part that has hair on it. And I was like, oh, okay, like I guess it could be like greenery.
Oh my god.
Like you got to trim the trees. I thought
That's
it was
so
like
stuff.
eating a woman out with like some shrubbery. Can we get back on track? Sorry, y'all.
It's the fucking tea. I need to just...
Yeah, let's have some water. Imagine
There's
when
something in your tap water, I swear.
my tap water. That's just the government tap water. That ain't my tap.
What were you saying?
I don't even remember.
Girlfriend said I was too harsh when I gave my opinion of one of her friends.
Okay.
I've been with my girlfriend for around a year now, and I've met quite a few of her friends and get on well with them. My girlfriend had plans to go to her friend's house, let's call her Nicola, for a few drinks, and then into town to a bar and
Slow
club.
it down.
And then go into town to a bar and club with her friend. And another... That's a run-on sentence. That's why I was stumbling. Redditors.
They're Redditors. Leave them alone. They're not going to change.
I want to help you. Kindly, as a friend. Get a proofreader.
What if they don't have a proofreader?
Or just read it over before you hit post. Couple tweaks here and there, boom.
Say it with your chest. That's mine. Go for it.
Okay, so they're meeting with a friend called Nicola and another one of Nicola's friends called Olivia. My girlfriend mentioned...
Oh, Olivia. Sorry.
Are you fawning over a baby that you've never even had yet?
That's my baby name, yeah. Little Olivia Amelie. Sorry, go ahead.
My girlfriend mentioned that I was invited if I wanted to come along since I haven't met this friend yet, so I agreed. When I got here, her friend immediately said hello to me, and my girlfriend said nothing to me. Oh, sorry. When we got there, her friend immediately said hello to my girlfriend and said nothing to me, despite me saying hi. We brought drinks and she offered... We brought drinks? Or bought? I feel like he meant to say bought. I don't know. We brought drinks and she offered my girlfriend a glass for hers, but again, didn't even acknowledge that I was there. Olivia was polite and at least made an effort to speak to me. Nicola kept talking to my friend about people and events that happened long before me and my girlfriend knew each other, so I couldn't join in the conversation, and as soon as my girlfriend filled me on the details, Nicola changed the subject. What a bitch. This went on for the rest of the night. The next morning my girlfriend asked what I thought of Nicola, and I was honest and said I found her rude. I would too, honestly. I pointed out that she made absolutely no effort to even speak to me despite me trying to make an effort, and pointed out that she went out of her way to exclude me from conversations. My girlfriend said I was being unfair and that she wasn't bad and had done nothing wrong. I just pointed out that my girlfriend had asked for my opinion and that I was only being honest. I mentioned that I liked the rest of her friends, but Nicola just seemed rude for no reason. My girlfriend said I was just being harsh toward her friends, and Nicola is a really good person, but I just mentioned that I wasn't being harsh. I was just saying what I thought of her. How would you handle this? There's a fine line between being honest in a way that people can handle and being honest in a way that comes across as rude. Like, I feel like this person was right to be honest about that, like if you get a weird vibe from somebody. But
I feel like they could have phrased it
yeah,
differently.
maybe he could have framed it a little kinder.
Yeah.
But
however,
it was only one interaction with this person. Could have been a bad night. Don't really know. But I mean, he had reasons, you know. If I was ignored by a friend of my partner, like, that would come off weird to me too. Like, that wouldn't sit right with me either.
I can feel that. I also, like, being the girlfriend in this scenario, you should be, like, kind of conjoining your significant other with the rest of the group. Like, oh, hey, Heather, so-and-so is actually really into movies and, like, stuff from the 70s. Like, you two would get along. And then you'll be like, oh, no way, really? What's your favorite da-da-da-da-da-da? And then you kind of say, oh, you like this and you like this, and put it in the air for them to communicate. That's how that's kind of supposed to go. And it didn't seem like there is some time for, like, you know, useless, like, oh, remember when stories and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be the basis of all the conversation, because then that makes other people feel excluded because it's just you two or you three or whatever. But you can also, like, include your friend in those stories or your significant other in those stories and say, hey, you know,
yeah, like, oh my god, this one time blah 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 did this,
exactly, and
you should have
been
been
everybody,
there, you know? Like,
you know,
like you're telling them the story instead of reminiscing and they're just listening.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like if John had met one of my friends and thought that they were rude, I would think about like how that interaction went down. Obviously, this person was there at the time, so they were able to see it, and like I would try to make an effort to be like, listen, I care about both of you. Like, be a little kinder to each other, you know?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes we have a person in our life that's just like, we know they're a little weird, but we love them anyway. And it's like we can put up with certain quirks, but other people didn't necessarily sign up to put up with that person's quirks, you know?
Yeah. I kind of had to do something similar when you came to the Halloween party with me. Well, yeah, they were like, why isn't Heather down here dancing with us? Like, go get her. And I'm like, she's a little on the autistic side, so I was like...
I literally chose to just sit there and chill.
Yeah, and she's just vibing out in her own head, and my friends are like, is she okay? And I'm like, yeah, she's fine.
I hope I didn't come across as rude or anything.
No, they thought something was wrong, and I'm like, no, she's fine. She's just chilling, overwhelmed.
I was just in an unfamiliar environment.
Yeah.
Just trying to make the best of it.
But I was like, yeah, she's like a little on the spectrum and like the music is really loud. I think that's why. I think that's what I said. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And like continued dancing. But they were like, are you sure? Like, is she okay? Should we go get her and bring her down? And I'm like, no, she's okay. She's fine. But like, they were like,
I love that.
Love my besties. Y'all are the greatest.
That was very sweet of them to be like,
we're all very inclusive, you know?
Listen, when you get to know me better, like, sometimes I just don't vibe with certain things. Sometimes I just march to my own drummer and just go off and do my own thing. And that's just my entire personality.
Yeah.
Like my famous Irish goodbyes. Like, sometimes I'll just excuse myself without actually excusing myself. Or I'll just disappear.
So for most occasions that we have with the family at our father's house, which is where I currently lives.
My room's right there. It's so tempting.
We'll be eating dinner, and me and Dad and I will be talking, or me, Dad, and his girlfriend Marie.
I'll just disappear.
And she'll go off to use the bathroom, and then we're like, 25 minutes go by, and we're like, where the hell is Heather?
And I'll just be chilling in my room.
And she's like in her room, and then she'll come out and be like, what? And we're like, where the fuck were you? She's like, oh yeah, I went to bed. Okay.
Or then I'll like hear people saying goodbye, and I'll be like, wait. Watch out, we got a bean coming. Incoming. I cannot wait to get this one and Mina side by side, because Mina is very small for a cat. And Lily is very large for a cat. Relax. Weight-wise and structure-wise. Like,
Lily's
big head, tall, long, wide.
Yeah, Lily's
big and tall.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
And like Mina is just like this teeny little bitty thing. Like she's almost a year old, and she's like, she kind of just stopped growing. And I'm like,
I think was she a runt?
I don't know. She still looks like a kitten. She's almost a year old, but she's like.
Well, Lily's also a tabby.
She's still got like the really long kitten legs and like little tiny body. It's so cute.
I'm sure Lily will fatten her up.
She's a teeny tiny little baby. But yeah.
My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Now we get another yawn out.
Hey, we did at the same time. I gotta buy more of those energy drinks, because the one that I had today just seems to be working.
Yeah, apparently, and I'm like, girl, we're struggling.
I mean, I'm also having a really great day in general, so.
Right. Me, 25 female, saw text messages of, 25 male. I can't read today. Saw text messages of 25 female, my girlfriend, talking to her roommates, 25 females, about my size.
Tea? Actually, I drink tea. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
I read some text messages in their group chat. You shouldn't have done that, buddy. I'm so sorry. Don't go in the group chat. Do not go in the group chat. That is a dangerous hellhole of a place. What goes in the group chat stays in the group chat.
I can see that that's a very short post, so I'm not going to butt in. I'm going to let you finish.
Okay.
But I have thoughts.
I read some text messages in their group chat that my girlfriend told them I was about 5. I'm pretty self-conscious about my penis, and I happen to be more like 6. I think I wouldn't have feelings of discomfort if she said 6 to the roommates, and I'm happy with that. I'm just not sure if I should bring it up or just let it be.
God, what an idiot.
I'm just very uncomfortable that her roommates, who I see all the time, know my size.
Listen. When you are best friends with somebody, you will know everything about that person's significant other.
If
It
you
will come
got a ding
This is
birthmark on your penis, they're gonna know.
This is a very normal thing.
Yeah.
We can keep secrets. We just talk amongst ourselves. It doesn't spread. It stays within the besties code. But
within the confines of the pasture.
I can't get over the fact that this guy was
outed himself as 6.
Didn't care that they were necessarily talking about his dick. He was more concerned about the blank that was described as. Like, dude,
he's like, hey, if you're gonna talk about it, get the size right.
It's about how you use it.
I mean, I've had all shapes, sizes, lengths, girths, whatever.
What's your professional
colors.
opinion?
Okay. Because I'm the thotty of the group.
You just had more experience.
I've had more experience, and I'm usually the one giving those details to the group chat, in all honesty. And our group chat is 3 people, me and my 2 besties. So,
who are literally like sisters.
who are pretty much like sisters. And they're both in long-term committed relationships, and one is married. So, they are not going out here just sharing the tea, to my knowledge. Please don't. I love you. But it's just like, OMG, you're never gonna guess that this happened, da 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 da. Like, it's kind of like that. It's not, and also, let me school y'all on some group chats, because these men apparently don't have any idea what happens. I'm sorry to out us women, but if you need to find how we really feel about someone, who we murdered, what information we know about them, who we like, who we don't like, anything about us, it will
Text
be
with
in
the bestie.
the group chat. Yes. There will be photos. There will be evidence. There will be millions of screenshots. I found in my group chats screenshots from 6 years ago when I was messing around with this guy and they all told me to leave. I found all of those screenshots. Thousands. Okay? It's gonna be there. But you don't go in there. You don't want to go. It's like watching birth. It's great. It's a good idea at first. But after you do it, you're like, I really shouldn't have done that.
See, I don't have a group chat. I just have one bestie that tells me when I'm being dramatic about things. Which is almost all the time.
Of the time, yeah.
But yeah, I think this guy needs to just understand that this is a thing. Maybe his girlfriend is bad at math. I know I am.
No,
I misjudge things all the time.
You can gauge.
Regardless.
If you know your hand, you know what sizes are about what.
As long as she is happy with him, there's no problem.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with 5.
It might be just a culture shock and a little bit of a hit to his pride,
Yeah,
But
they always, even if it's a half an inch, they're like, no, I'm
He needs to get
7, not 6.5.
See, I literally cannot fathom how people are like so obsessed with dick size, because I'm the type of person who are like, get that fucking monster away from me. Get me something like manageable. Something that's not going to kill me. Like, please, I want to live. I want to have some feeling in that area when everything is said and done. Tell me I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a wimp.
Hey. Speak for yourself. Let me clarify, and we're gonna cut this. I've had from 3 to pretty much 11.
How is that physically possible?
I don't know. But both ends of the spectrum are equally as horrible. One, you feel literally everything. If you sneeze, you're gonna hurt. And the other one, if you sneeze, you're like, oh, did it even go in? So, the range between 5 and 8, perfect. Chef's kiss, okay? The vagina can only extend up to 6 to 8 inches. So that is the perfect length, because it's literally the size that your vagina extends to. So that's why it's not that bad of a range. 5 and 6 isn't bad. It just depends, like...
It's average for a reason.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And, like, you could be a grower, you could be a shower, you could be a girther, you could be a lengther. I don't fucking know. There's so many, like, we don't choose our tit size.
It literally does not matter what the size is. Just as long as you're aware of what your partner needs to be comfortable, to have an orgasm, like, that's the end all be all. That's the only thing that should matter, is, are you and your partner communicating with each other about what you actually like and following through on that?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can do that with any equipment.
Well, I mean, if okay.
Trying to prove a point here, Allie.
Everybody's anatomy is different internally and externally. So, puzzle pieces. You can have 2 puzzle pieces that look like, let's say you have the one that's got the outer end, the external end, right? And you're like, oh, this really looks like it goes with this internal end, so I'm gonna make it fit. And it looks so close. And you're like, oh, yeah, that looks right. And then you finish the whole puzzle, and then you're like, oh no, that actually doesn't look right because it's crooked. And now you just fucked up your whole puzzle. It's kind of the same thing where, like, it feels good, but it's also just, like, not made for you. Where, like, it could be too much to the left and it could poke your ovary. Or it could be perfectly straight and that hits your G-spot every fucking time.
That just falls under the category of just plain not sexually compatible. Like, that doesn't have to do with size necessarily. Like, you're talking about angles and shit.
Well, like, some curve naturally to one side or the other, or down or up or whatever. So it, when it grows, it could poke something that is a little bit uncomfortable.
I'm just picturing, like, a freak mutant one that's, like, curved, like, curled in the shape of, like, a pig's tail.
Not like
It's the most ridiculous thing. I know it's not like that.
But
that was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know.
What the fuck? How?
I don't know.
Oh my god. I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
What? Oh my god.
Penis pigs down.
No.
Yeah, we'll do one. But yeah.
Are we good on that?
Penis size does not matter. Don't enter the group chat, and leave your girlfriend alone. She'll be fine. Her friends will be fine. They will not judge you for your penis size. At least not in person.
I, 25 male, found snaps of my ex-fiance's 24 female ex on her My Eyes Only folder on Snapchat, so I broke up with her. So for context, my ex-fiance and I have been dating for about a year, and we decided to involve our parents into this about 3 months ago. I'm from a Middle Eastern country, and involving our parents is considered a huge commitment, and everything else goes according to their decisions. So our families talked and agreed to get us engaged on the first week of February. We all were really excited. Now the problem is, she had an ex who cheated on her, and they broke up about 5 months before we started dating. Ever since we started dating, she would talk about her ex a lot, not necessarily in an I miss him way, just about things he did and how they met and stuff. At first I was okay with this, but as we were a few months in, I started to get uncomfortable. Long story short, I told her not to talk about him. She agreed, yet she would bring him back up again. We would fight, she would apologize, we'd get back to normal. The cycle repeated for about 5 months, until I got really mad and blocked her, and after her sister called me and guaranteed she wouldn't do it again, we got back together and she didn't do it again. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, I saw snaps of her with her ex on her Snapchat and got really pissed. I wouldn't be pissed about it if it wasn't for the fact that she couldn't stop talking about him, and this was the reason for our biggest fights. We fought, and she said she had deleted everything from her phone but forgot about Snapchat. I told her to delete everything from everywhere, specified hidden folder too. Now last night, I had suspicions and asked her to show me my Eyes Only folder. She reluctantly opened it, and as I told her to scroll down, she resisted. This story is giving me the ick. I persisted her, that's not grammatically correct, but... And saw that she had not deleted anything, and instead just hid them. There were even more things, like screenshots of their chats, and it was then where she stopped scrolling and pulled up the good old, I won't show this because it's my personal data. I didn't persist anymore and blocked her from everywhere and had my mom call hers to call off the engagement. Did I make the right decision? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh god, I got some thoughts.
Yeah.
Was that it?
I'm looking at the rest of it to see if there's any more information I should pull up.
Well, so first and foremost, I think you made the right decision by calling it off.
I think you did, yeah.
And
the rest of it was basically him being like, oh, her friends were trying to defend her, and like, did I make a mistake? Like, did I do the right thing?
No, you did the right thing, OP. The thing is, like, it's one thing in a relation or a new situationship or relationship, whatever, to talk about your previous ex, no matter how long it's been, because that's your you're entering a field where you've been burned, and that was your last experience in that field.
Plus, like if it's significant, like, obviously it's gonna stick in your mind.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line.
Yeah, like, you can still have, like, memories and thoughts of your ex, and to some degree. Thoughts as, like, oh, I remember this scenario, either good or bad or neutral. And then just let it be there and dismiss it and not say anything to your partner. I am of the opinion that it is important to tell people that you are courting or want to date or talking to about your
courting.
Like,
this is the Middle Ages.
Like, some people still court these days.
Yeah, like the fucking Duggars.
Oh, I want that one girl's book, by the way.
Ooh, yeah.
But anyway, like,
was it Jill?
Yeah. Well, courting could mean just, like, talking and getting to know one another. It doesn't have to be formal like that.
I've only ever heard it in the context of, like, Duggars and, like, extreme Christian fundamentalists. That's what I associate it with.
For the most part, yeah, it's, like, a religious kind of term, but it can be used, like, very loosely, too. Yeah. But it can just mean, like, you're talking to someone, I guess. So, like, I believe that you can bring stuff up and be like, hey, like, this is what I've been through. This is what I'm not going to tolerate. As, like, hey, I'm laying all my cards out. This is my past experience. This is what I didn't like about it. You know, not shaming them for being being a past person, but putting on I guess, on display what you've been through and being like, hey, this is my shit. Deal with it. And don't fucking do that because I'm going to recognize it again. But I also think that there's a certain timeline to do that where you have to, like, at some point you have to not talk about your ex if you're with someone. That's very strange.
If it's becoming a problem, then you really need to stop and think. And it seems like this girl was not willing to admit to herself that she was not ready for a serious commitment.
Mm-hmm.
That she was still thinking about this person, and even though she might be in love with him, like, she's not fully over it yet.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to admit it to herself or to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not a good situation. I do agree that he made the right choice. There's a couple details that give me the ick overall.
Yeah, I don't...
Like when he was, like, demanding that she show him the thing.
I would agree with him in that aspect. However, I have had that done where I've done completely nothing wrong. And, like, I've gotten into an argument with my ex where because I deleted Snapchat from my phone because I didn't use it, I was hiding something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, if I uninstalled an app, it was like, well, why'd you uninstall that? You're, like, hiding something. I'm like, no the fuck I'm not. You can check all my shit.
Literally, how was he even, like, obsessing over what you did and didn't have on your phone?
Because it was social media and he didn't want anything about it. And now look at me. I'm on the internet. Hi.
Literally, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Like, I'm on the opposite side of experiences because literally, John and I, like, we will literally hand each other our phone and be like, oh, can you check Pokemon Go for me? Like, you know, while he's driving or whatever, I'll just be on, like, both of our phones.
Yeah.
And, like, we just have this trust where, like, we trust in each other. Mm-hmm. We don't give each other a reason to be distrustful. And we just, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's easier for us because we've had really good experiences. Like...
You've not been burned in those areas.
Like we haven't been through what you've been through. So it's like, you know, we can trust each other because we've literally been able to do that for 5 years, you know? But that's what a healthy relationship would look like.
I also am not I'm gonna check your phone type of person unless I have a reason to or I stumble upon something. Like, with my one ex, Chris, the one who stayed with me for a bit, the one day he, was like, oh, like, we were chit-chatting, laying about whatever, and, he was like, oh, like, I'm gonna go get in the shower, like, you can check my phone if you want, and I was like, okay, and I found pictures of a woman that was not me, exposing bodily parts. And I'm like, so who? Well, I did it kind of sneakily because it was during the pandemic. We were doing like an adventure challenge type of book.
What's that?
It's like a book and there's like different scratch offs. And it'll be like, okay, like go on a hike and find like 5 things that remind you of your partner or something like that.
I want one of those. It sounds cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Birthday.
That's like $50.
Oh shit, never mind.
But it's like a big book for couples who like don't know how to keep it like moving. But anyway, so like one of them was like I can't remember what it was, but I thought of it like some of them we had to modify because we couldn't go anywhere. So I was like, oh, like what if we go through our pictures and find like 10 photos and the other person has to guess the context. So I was like, okay, maybe and these were old photos, like I checked the timestamp, they were from 2015 and that was in 2020. So I'm like, okay, like maybe he just has them in there for the cloud and he just didn't delete them. So I gave him like an opportunity to go through his photos to see if he would delete them or not. And when I saw them, obviously at first I didn't say anything. So then when it came time to do that, he was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, why not? Or no, I think it was, let's swap phones and we'll pick a picture and then the other person has to tell us the context of that.
That makes more sense.
That's what it was. So
that actually sounds very fun.
Yeah, so I would be like, oh, give you my phone, you'd find a picture and be like, oh, what was the context of this? And then
I would have some that I just could not explain.
Exactly. But like a really nice picture, like, oh, like, yeah, this was a day where I went to the beach and I just had a really good day or whatever.
Like, whose tits are these?
Yeah. So he was like, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, there's stuff on there that like I don't want you to see. And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, I have pics of my ex on there. And I'm like, why? And I was like, I saw them. Why do you still have them? That's why I wanted to do this specific thing, and I gave you ample opportunity to delete them. And his excuse was, well, there is a reminder of what she put me through. And I'm like,
absolutely
okay, not. With pepperoni nipples? Okay. All right.
Jesus Christ.
So.
What an idiot.
Yeah. I also, in my last relationship, didn't have anything to hide. But constantly being accused of things, it made me feel like every little thing was something to hide, and I wasn't sure. So I can kind of understand her perspective of like, oh, like I know I'm kind of in trouble or feeling like I'm in trouble, but also she was in the wrong with this one for sure.
I want to back that up a little bit because I feel like you completely described the relationship that I have with my parents. Of just, like, feeling like I need to hide every little thing because, like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong even though I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that, like, reached out and attacked me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was, like, a good solid, like, 30 seconds of me just being, like...
I can't wait to watch that on video. Just you're like, oh, shit.
Just staring into the distance.
Realization. If I'm in a long-term relationship, like, and my mom's calling and she knows that I'm, like, with you or whatever, like, I would expect you to answer it. And be like, hey, you know, Arlene, yeah. Mom, what's going on? Oh, hey, how's it going? Like, she'll shoot the shit, too, with you. Like, literally anybody. So, I don't know. It's just, like, I've never had anything to hide. So, I have always given people that trust. But there's that part of you where it's like, I have nothing to hide and I'm telling the truth, but there's no way to prove it. That's like very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be our last story for the night because this is probably going to be very long. Oops.
And I'll be editing it, and we had 5 yawns already, so...
5 yawns? That was way more than probably 5.
I almost said welcome back. Thank you for hopefully watching us all the way to the end. Please, please, please help our channel grow. We want to have a little community. We would love to see who you are, interact with us, send us things. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not like aggressive or anything like that.
Don't ask to see our feet.
Yeah, please don't, because we're not gonna... Like, it's great for the engagement, but we're not going to, like, engage with you.
I love that we had another comment about that.
I know. Like, just please help us out. It's just funny to me. Help us out. Let's grow our little Sappho community. Mm-hmm. And,
we're just getting started, and there's wonderful things to come.
Yeah, we're apparently blowing up on TikTok, so if you haven't already,
whatever. For our standards, it's blown up.
Yeah.
We're not viral, but...
No, but... Compared to the rest of our views on both platforms, that's insane.
I know.
That's like quadruple what we have.
We'll be like single digits on YouTube. And for like triple digits for some reason.
No, we're like double digits
in
YouTube. So let's grow YouTube as fast as TikTok for views. So
come stick around and chill with us.
Yes. Help us out. Help some ladies out. And... if you found this helpful, like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, have a good night. Be safe out there, y'all. I know it's cold and the power's going out everywhere. And 2024 is about to be a good year. We hope y'all had a safe, happy new year. And yeah.
Adios.
Bye.